Many producers believe that getting better is spending more time on each beat, but in reality that can often slow you down. I want you to ask yourself a quick question. How long do you usually take for one beat to finish one idea? Let me know in the comments down below. What I want to show you today is a simple technique which trains you to finish your beats or your samples, any musical ideas faster, and can improve your workflow a lot. And I'm talking about the 10-minute rule. So the basic concept is very simple. You set a 10-minute timer and you create a beat or a sample in that time period. So for 10 minutes. The rules are also pretty simple. You don't want to have any perfection. You don't want to have the best sounds, no endless sound browsing and not spending like 15 minutes EQing a kick sound or something. The goal is to make fast decisions and to capture your ideas quickly. Your goal is not to make the perfect beat. Your goal is to finish this one idea in this 10-minute time period. I will talk about this 10-minute beat challenge in a moment, but first let me talk about why perfection actually can damage some of your beats, can make them worse. Many producers get stuck in like small details, EQing one sound for some minutes, choosing very carefully, and that's not even a bad thing. Sound selection is most of the times very important, but sometimes it can slow you down. And what happens is your creative flow will disappear. You're not in that creative state anymore, and at some point the beat feels boring. It doesn't feel like it's something fun to you anymore because you've been doing it for like 1 or 2 hours because you're spending too much time on very little details when the beat isn't even finished. And don't get me wrong, tweaking your beat, tweaking some little details, pushing the beat from 90% to maybe 100% perfect is very important, but it's not the first thing you should do when making the idea. It's something you should do maybe a day after you made that beat. Maybe if the beat is finished and you have some little tweaks left, but not in the process of making the actual idea. So I'm not saying perfection kills creativity, but I'm saying too early perfection kills your creativity at some point. So let's come back to this 10-minute beat rule and why it works. The time limit forces you to think faster and trust your taste. You can't change anything. If you want to have a finished beat after 10 minutes, you have to go with the flow. You have to use one sound and keep it, even if it's not perfect. And this 10-minute beat roll helps you to find that sound that is maybe 80% perfect much faster because you have many repetitions. It forces you to overthink less and act more like out of an instinct. And because of this repetition, you will improve your workflows and you will become faster. Routines that you use in every beat, for example, if you make beats in similar genres, you will do the drums more or less the same or very similar, and by doing this very often you will get faster and you will get good results quicker. And what can also help, and I think that I've said this in multiple videos, is to change up your workflow and to approach something from a different end. If you make samples first and then add drums, do the exact opposite. I think that is a very basic concept to like switch the order of doing your things or just turn your routine around, but it can help a lot. And what I like to do is I like to start with some drums first sometimes, add some little ear candy sounds, and from those sounds in my head a melody develops, and I have a very different approach of making these beats. And combined with this 10-minute rule, you will get something that's decent or pretty alright in a very short amount of time by changing your routine a bit and by forcing you to do it faster. What's also cool is if you perfect this different routine and then you go back to your old routine, you will notice that by using your old routine again, you will get some different kind of inspiration. And that can also be pretty helpful if you have like a beat block or something. And let me say this again so it doesn't come off wrong. If you make beats with this 10-minute rule, you get maybe 5 or 10 beats, and then these beats are obviously not perfect. They are finished, they are a finished idea, but they are not arranged, they maybe don't have the best sounds, and that's the point when you open those projects again and you change up the sounds a bit when you have time for that. But you wouldn't be able to do this if you would have made one beat in 2 hours first, and then you wouldn't have captured all those other ideas that would have been in your head at that time. And what you also learn is to sort out your ideas. If you only spend 10 minutes for each idea, you will be able to learn much faster which ideas are really good, which ideas have potential and which don't have any potential and can be deleted. So after making some of those very fast beats, you pick out the best ideas only and scrap the other ones. So what I want you to do today is make 3 beats with this 10-minute rule. So take half an hour, which should be possible for most of you, and make 3 very simple beats in those 10 minutes. pick out the best one and finish this idea. Let me know in the comments down below how it went and if you made any good beats, or if you personally have some other technique to making good beats faster. And by the way, for anyone wondering why my environment looks so different, I'm not in my home studio, I've moved to Berlin for half a year. Don't forget to write me a comment, like the video if it helped you, and see you next week.